Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break the keys, spread your toxicity, your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it through. Enough to go insane. Living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hey, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I brush you off? Is it your lack of friends? We never met, even if you pretend. Am I in your debt? I don't owe you nothing. Don't say something you'll regret. Hey, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Hate, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Lies telling you, don't waste it on me. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To play, hate is fake.
Welcome to the Throttle Up Racing Network. Tonight we are in the playoffs, and we are with the Southern Excitement Racing League at Las Vegas. Top of the board right now, Jonathan Cogswell. Second, Justin Michael Blake Giglio, our point leader. Third quickest, Andrew Rattel in fourth quickest. Justin Lumpkin fifth. Matthew Prentice sixth. Matt Goodell seventh. Jamie Dunning eighth. Tyler Humphrey ninth. Second place in points, Bill Stringfellow, and John McMillan Jr. up there as well. He's 11th quickest. So get ready for qualifying. The points right now, Blake Giglio is 10 points over Bill Stringfellow. Bill right now 7 points ahead of John McMillan Jr. Dylan Falovich 12 points behind him. Ronnie Osmer back-to-back wins. Fifth place in points right now, 32 points out of the lead. So those are your notable guys going forward. Justin Lumpkin 41 out. Matthew Prentice up there as well. The sun's starting to set here at Las Vegas, and we'll be running under the lights. Stringfellow out trying to set his fast time. Falovich out on track as well. He heads up in the number 12. Matt Goodell had a fast lap in practice. Falovich running the high line, trying to go to speed. Stringfellow coming around on his first lap. Mark True with a 30.67. Stringfellow a 31.05. Cogswell 30.62 for his first lap. Stringfellow right down to the grass. 30.32 Mark True, the 30.39. Falovich a 30.54 on his first lap. Travis White sets his time. Jamie Dunning out there. Dunning needs a good points week. He currently sits 10th in points. 64 points out of the lead. He could gain several spots as a lot of these guys really close around that area. Jamie Dunning, second quickest. There's Travis White, seventh quickest right now. Matthew Prentice running his second lap. Seventh quickest, Matthew Prentice. Dylan Falovich, eighth. Andrew Rattel moves up to sixth. John McMillan Jr. out there. He needs another good day to try and keep his championship hopes alive. Kyle Adcock in the 9 at 30.8 on his first round. See what he gets on his second lap. Seventh quickest for the number 9. Point leader Blake Giglio out on the track. We are fighting for the 0X Designs Pole Award. If you need an iRacing paint, make sure you check out 0X Designs. Giglio 12th quickest on the first lap. We'll see what he can do on his second time around. He was basically tied for the fastest lap earlier in practice. Giglio's second lap. Top of the board for Blake Giglio by .01. Justin Michaels still yet to qualify. We'll see if he does. Justin Lumpkin now on track. That is the 0X Designs man right there. He designs so many of these race cars and paints them for iRacing. He was running that high lane. Lumpkin on his first lap, a 30.93. Tyler Humphrey, 8th quickest on his first lap. We haven't seen Tyler in a while. He is running that Harvick line right down on the painted white line. Justin Lumpkin, 14th quickest. Tyler Humphrey, 8th quickest on his second lap. Ronnie Osmer now out to qualify. This guy, back-to-back wins. Joey Doucette getting up to speed. Another one of our chase contenders. Doucette right now 8th in points, 56 out of the championship lead. They run the high line to get up to speed. Osmer out there as well, up on the high side. Next week will be a wild card race at Talladega. Ronnie Osmer 15th on the first lap. Ooh, hit the grass. That may have been a 1X. Nope, his lap will count. 4th quickest for Ronnie Osmer. Joey Doucette 16th. Justin Michael now out on the speedway. He's won several races, not chase eligible. Started the season late, but next year he's going to be a certain contender. Right down to the white line for Justin Michael as he comes off turn 4 back to the line. We'll see where he ends up. And a pole position for Justin Michael in the number 87. See if we can get a word with our pole sitter. Hey, Justin, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
You get out there and first race in a couple of weeks, you come out, you set on the pole. Is Las Vegas one of your favorite tracks? I think you're kind of really good at these mile and a halves.
Yeah, I really like this track a lot. I don't know, I used to run a lot of official here and win a lot of races, or at least get a lot of top fives and farm that I rating a little bit. So I really like it, especially the bumps down in there 1 and 2. You gotta finagle your way through there to get better lap times and better tire wear. So it's fun to race.
So what do you think we're going to see in this one? Mainly the bottom line. We're going to see some passing on the outside. Is it going to be multi-groove? What do you think?
I think 1 and 2 will be multi-groove. I doubt 3 and 4 will be. So it's going to be a lot of aero push. So track position is going to be key here, and so we're going to hopefully stay out front the whole race.
All right. Well, great job on getting the pole. Got a hot rod. Maybe you'll get a win.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have a good one. Justin Michael, our 0X Designs Pole Award winners, and get ready to go through the grid. And on the pole tonight, the 0X Designs Pole Award winner, Justin Michael in the number 87. On the outside pole, point leader, Blake Giglio, the number 16. Second in points and the contender, number 1 contender, Bill Stringfellow in the number 83. Starting in 4th position, Jamie Dunning in the number 13. Back-to-back race winner, Ronnie Osmer in 5th. Can he get it 3 in a row? We'll see today. Mark True going to start 6th spot in the number 73. John McMillan Jr., 3rd in points, starts 7th tonight, the number 51. Jonathan Cogswell, the number 27. He'll start in 8th position. Andrew Rattel, he'll start 9th spot in that number 5. Tyler Humphrey, first race in a while, number 94. He'll roll off in the top 10 in 10th spot. Kyle Adcock in 9th. He'll start 11th spot. Matt Goodell, the number 38, he'll roll off in 12th. Matthew Prentice, in the number 15, he'll start 13th spot. Dylan Falovich, he'll start 14th in the number 12. Travis White, in the number 23, he'll start 15th spot. Justin Lumpkin in 16th, the number 4. Joey Doucette, the 22, he'll start 17th. Casey Herring in the number 2 will start 18th spot, and John McMillan Sr. rounds out the field. And the number 75 in 19th, so 19 competitors. Take a look at our race info. This is a 1.5 mile track. Track temp right now 78 degrees as we've moved into the nighttime. So there should be a lot of grip. People are going to be running the bottom. We're getting ready to go green, waiting for the pace car to pull off. The start will be on the green flag. The green flag, they're underway here at Las Vegas in the Southern Excitement Racing League Cup Series. You see him fanning out through there, everybody trying to get to the bottom line. Blake Giglio's dropped back a little bit already. Here comes Ronnie Osmer for second position. Stringfellow not giving up on the high lane. Giglio right behind him. Osmer on the low lane. Stringfellow will get back out in front with the 55 running that middle lane. Osmer back hard down to the inside. Here comes Blake Giglio. Can Blake find a way through? Is the 83 of Stringfellow going to take a look on the inside of Justin Michael for the lead? Oh, the 16 of Giglio gets really loose, and the 55 of Osmer able to get to the inside. McMillan will also get below Giglio. Oh, Osmer's sideways, able to save it, but now Blake's going to take a look to the inside of Osmer. Giglio down on the inside lane. Trying to get the run through the corner. Top three starting to get a little bit of a gap. Stringfellow to the inside, trying to get by. Bill has been resilient, has not given up on his championship hopes. But Giglio going to go by on the outside. Stringfellow a little loose on the inside. And the 83 loose again. Jamie Dunning going to try and drive by up on the high side. Those guys get very close. Giglio now looking for the lead as they are 3 wide behind him. And the way this draft package is, it's just like pack racing for quite a while. And off the pace on the back, Tyler Humphrey. Looks like he's had some damage to the inside of that car. Not sure if he's hit the wall or what happened. But some damage all around for the number 94. Not sure what's gone on with him. But quite a bit of contact has been made in the 94. To go back up front for the lead, Justin Michael. Blake Giglio battling side by side still. The rest of the field right there on their tail. Jamie Dunning will now surge into the second position, working that middle lane. Dunning this week's had a great week in the official series on iRacing, has won a few races. Was hoping that momentum was going to carry over to this Southern Excitement Racing League race tonight. Stringfellow and Giglio have dropped back quite a ways. Giglio back to 5th, Stringfellow back to 6th. They'll try and fight their way back to the front. McMillan trying the low lane. Stringfellow coming back. He's gotten around Giglio. I think these two guys really feel like this championship is between them two, but Ronnie Osmer back-to-back wins. Trying to have something to say about it. Jonathan Cogswell up to 7th position. I think he's going to be saving his tires for the long run. But Ronnie Osmer is running right up against that outside wall. Getting a tremendous run down the straightaway. He'll dive to the inside. The 51 of McMillan. All the way up, almost door to door with the 13 of Dunning. As Justin Michael starting to set sail half a second now over second position. Osmer still all the way up against that outside wall. Starting to get strung out a little bit. Giglio's move up to 4th. He's fighting with Ronnie Osborne for that spot. Stringfellow back to 6th. Not letting these guys go. Dunning now starting to reel in the leader. Only 3/10 out now from the 87 of Justin Michael. John McMillan Jr. there in the 51 right behind Dunning in tow. Giglio's run these guys down. Stringfellow gotten around Osmer. But now the front group about a half a second or more ahead of him. Casey Herring has marched his way up 10 spots up to 8th position. Battle right now is between Mark True and Andrew Rattel. Guys battling side by side. Mark True currently 9th in points, 59 out of the points lead. Falovich just in front of him, 4th in points. Trying to reel in Giglio and Stringfellow. That's who he needs to gain points on. Lumpkin just in front of them, the number 4. Moves up the racetrack a little bit. Casey Herring still in 8th. Trying to move his way forward. Stringfellow kind of holding this line up. Something we're not used to seeing. And he may have toasted those tires racing with Giglio and Justin Michael early in the run. Dunning now approaching Justin Michael for the lead. Gets a big draft down the backstretch. These top 4 a good ways away from the rest of the field. They have pulled out to a 2-second lead over 5th. Oh, the 87 almost tags the outside wall, has to jump to the inside. Right there, Dunning almost in the wall. Looks like he may have had to check up a little bit. The 51 of McMillan will move to the high lane. Dunning going to give it to him. Dunning trying not to use those tires quite yet. McMillan Jr. will now try to make his charge to the lead. Finally got his first win of the season at Darlington, the first race in the chase. Did not have a good week last week. Now he sits 17 points off the point lead. Point leader Blake Giglio right behind him, so just got to gain every point that you can, as Giglio going to do all he can to stay out front in this points battle. Stringfellow running the bottom line, but not seeming to gain any time on the front 4. Osmer continuing to run the high lane. He gets a big run down these straightaways, and he's keeping time with Stringfellow in front of him. Oh, Osmer in the outside wall that time. That'll hurt the momentum. Casey Herring now to the inside of the 55 as they go down into turn 3. Herring has steadily moved his way through the field, up 11 position to 7th spot. He's battling with Osmer for the 6th position. Herring still trying the inside line. Can't quite get by Osmer. Osmer gets such a run on exit. Herring just cannot quite clear him. They'll draw door to door again as they go down into turn 3. We're right at halfway through the stage. Tyler Humphrey goes into the pits to take his fast repair. Giglio and Dunning 3rd and 4th. They're starting to lose a little bit of time on these front two. McMillan Jr. is 2nd in the 51. Justin Michael out front in the 87. Stringfellow trying to save those tires enough to catch Giglio and Dunning. Everyone kind of even that time around. Back behind these guys. Herring has gotten around. You see the difference that tires make is the 94 of Tyler Humphrey on fresh tires going around on the outside. Tyler is 2 laps down. McMillan Jr. the inside of the 87. These guys door to door through turn 3 and 4 as they come on the exit. McMillan now the nose out front. Can he clear the 87? Oh, he will do it. Justin and Mike are going to do a crossover move back down to the inside. Oh, that's so close. The 87 gets tight, has to check up. John McMillan will now take the lead. He'll be the first driver besides that 87 to lead a lap. Dunning will move into 2nd position. As Justin Michael now having to try and reset. Giglio back in 4th position. And through all of that, Bill Stringfellow and this second group has caught up a little bit. Casey Herring now trying to move the inside of the 83 of Stringfellow. This battle for 5th position. Guys battling hard, 5th and 6th. Stringfellow on the outside. Casey Herring down low. Oh, they get very close. Osmer maintaining that outside line. The 23 get a little bit loose there. Andrew Rattel jumps up into 7th. Stringfellow will clear Herring. That 83 wants to maintain that middle lane, allowing Herring to take the bottom. Herring back now to the inside. Stringfellow gonna try and clear him through this corner. They both dive in hard. Stringfellow with the momentum on exit. That time Casey might be clear. We'll see if he moves up. Stringfellow still with a left front tire at the door. These guys are racing hard. Giglio chooses to pit. These guys must not be able to make it to the stage. Giglio in and Osmer in the 55. We'll see who else pits. The 73's in. The 12 of Dylan Falovich and Justin Lumpkin all in. There's the 73 of Mark True. Justin Lumpkin in the 4. Casey Herring makes his pit stop. Everyone else stays out. How much longer will our leaders stay on the track? '73 of Mark True is spending an excessive amount of time in the pits. Oh, we've got one wrecking. Kyle Adcock crashes. And that is going to cause some major issues for some of these playoff drivers who chose to pit early. Well, looks like the 9 was having a connection issue, was trying to get off the track. Not real sure what happened there, but he went immediately out. You see him blinking. I really think he was having a connection issue. And for some reason, just uncharacteristically, drove to the inside. We'll see what happens on the cockpit view. I think he was probably just trying to get out of the way. Yeah, having connection issues. So, some other guys were involved there. Not sure who that was involved. Not sure, but our leaders are in the pit lane. The 16 will get the free pass, but he'll be on old tires, and this is going to be trouble for Blake Giglio, because all these other guys are going to get fresher tires, about 5 or 6 lap fresher tires. So that strategy play for Blake Giglio and Osmer, Falovich, Lumpkin, all those guys had pitted early, or short pitted. We are under our first caution of the night. If anybody chooses to pit, Osmer going to stay out and get the free pass. Looks like a little bit of right rear damage for him. Not sure if he was involved in that crash or not. Wasn't the 16 that was involved. Not real sure who got involved with the 9 on that incident. Someone got damage from it. Right there, the 12 of Falovich hits the 9, so some damage for the 12 as he had pitted. We'll go back and take a look at the number 12. He's still out on the racetrack trying to get the wave around. And not a lot of damage. There may have been net coded when your car is jumping in and out like that. Sometimes other drivers will drive right straight through you. So it looks like avoiding disaster for the 12 of Dylan Falovich. That's your leader. All these cars in front, they'll get the wave around now. The 55 of Osmer, Casey Herring, all going to be back on the lead lap. Justin Lumpkin, Dylan Falovich, and Tyler Humphrey, who was 2 laps down, will now be back on the lead lap here. Giglio gets the free pass. He's currently scored in 11th position. He's going to have a little bit older tires than these guys in front of him. Take a look at the top 8's pit strategy. They all just pitted a couple of laps ago. So everyone in front of him with a little bit fresher tires. He was out there for about 3 laps. And that will probably make enough of a difference. Stringfellow needs to gain as many points as he can, along with McMillan, in this situation with Giglio back here outside of the top 10 right now. Green flag, inside lane goes. And that was the kind of restart that John McMillan Jr. needed. Here comes Stringfellow right to the bumper of the 13. He's going to get right around to the inside. A side draft from Stringfellow on Dunning. He's trying to move his way through. Giglio has moved back up to 7th position, even on the older tires. You see Justin Michael a little bit sideways. He's very fast. Giglio still in 7th. Oh, Stringfellow takes a look to the outside, gets the run, moves to the inside. Justin Michael with a push. Oh, Stringfellow sideways, has to save it. Oh, he and Dunning get together. Oh, they're hard into the outside wall. Dunning and Stringfellow, big crash as they were trying to gain points. And Giglio will sneak through and end up in 2nd spot. McMillan Jr. will stay out front. An incredible turn of events right there. The 87 of Justin Michael also involved. Big right front damage for him. Let's go back and take a look. And it kind of started before this. The 83 of Stringfellow gets loose. Right there, you see the big loose out of Stringfellow. We'll try and get another look. Yeah, that is exactly where it happened. Down into the corner, Stringfellow, I think he'd carried more speed into that corner than he had all night. And the thing got loose. He did all he could to save it, but just couldn't hold on. And the 23 and the 5 get together. Then the 13, he got loose after the 83 had saved it. And Dunning comes down into the 83. And right there, the 5, the 87 get together. The 83 and the 13 harden the outside wall. Everyone else able to scatter through. 38, a big avoidance up top there. 5 still sliding around. The 23 able to miss it. This league rewards points for having a 0x, so that's some playoff contenders that are going to lose incident points. And even through all that, with Giglio pitting early, these guys pushed so hard in that moment. Giglio's now going to wind up 2nd spot as we get down to the end of the stage. He's going to come out smelling like a rose right now. But a heartbreaker for some of these guys back here, Stringfellow and Dunning. They've already went in and taken their fast repair. So we'll see if they're able to rebound. Justin, Michael, and several guys are in the pit lane right now. Casey Herring, Tyler Humphrey, John McMillan Sr. all go down, take either fuel or a set of tires. Potentially a fast repair there. Joey Doucette currently sits third. And when we go green, we're only going to have a couple of laps left in the stage. So we'll see Joey Doucette can get up here and get some stage points, trying to leapfrog some of these guys that he's racing for his points position. Not sure if he took tires there, but the 83 of Stringfellow is still out there in 10th spot. With that big slide, he may have chosen to come in and get an extra set to try and get some stage points. We'll re-rack him now. McMillan out front. Blake Giglio on the outside. Joey Doucette, third spot. He's gained 14 positions. And, man, gotta love it. Joey Doucette, give him a hard time for not avoiding some crashes. And, man, the second half of the season, he has done one heck of a job avoiding these crashes when they take place right in front of him. And now sitting here, 5 laps to go in the stage with the potential to maybe get a stage win here, or at least get quite a few stage points. So now back-to-back cautions. We get ready to go green one more time. The pace car will peel off. Green flag for McMillan. He'll pull out to a big lead over Giglio. Oh, they're wrecking in the back. The 4 gets up and the 83 into the outside wall. No caution. There it is, caution now for the 83. And he and the 4 got together. See if we can find the chopper cam. Yeah, the 4 comes up for some reason right into the side of the 83. And just right around and nowhere for Stringfellow to go except for right into the outside wall. So that is painful. I think Justin Michael may have been involved in that. Yeah, he had already taken his fast repair. As the 83 moves up, oh, the 87 right into the back. The 23 nose damage. That'll ruin his day as well. So as we jump back live, John McMillan Jr., all these guys are going to stay on the track to get stage points. Stringfellow, let's take a look. Quite a bit of damage on the right front. Not sure what his engine is like, but trying to get that damage repaired. So just a few laps ago, so much hope in the Stringfellow pit. And man, a crazy turn of events, 2 straight cautions. Bill Stringfellow involved in both of them, and he's second in the point standings. And somehow Blake drives through, gets up to second. Well, I'll put Bill Stringfellow 1 lap down. He may be done for the night. About to come around to 1 to go. This is 1 to go on the stage, so they'll have from crazy turn of events here. This race has gotten absolutely wild. The Stringfellow 2 laps down. Looks like he's going to sit in the pits. All right, we're getting ready to go green. As they cross the line, we'll score the stage. The 51 with a good jump. As they cross the line, the stage, unofficial stage results: McMillan in first, Giglio second, Osmer third, Cogswell fourth, Goodell in 5th, Matthew Prentice 6th, Doucette 7th, Dunning in 8th, Falovich 9th, and Travis White in 10th. So now Giglio back down to the inside. He's trying to take the lead. Stringfellow and Justin Michael both out of the race. Giglio now out front. Is he going to clear the 51? Yes, McMillan will drop back down to the inside. So now McMillan battling back. Giglio will get a lap led there. Giglio battling on the outside, McMillan on the inside. You see this big pack of cars behind. Giglio will pull out front. Jonathan Cogswell, for the first time we've seen him tonight in the top three. Had some issues the last couple of weeks. Some equipment that he had. Chose to go back to the old wheel, I believe, and pulling out a top three running position right now. 71 laps in of 150. This is absolute hornet's nest back here. Osmer now to the inside. Oh, one on the outside wall. That's the 23 of Travis White. Keeps it out of the other cars. Big right side damage for the 23. He's off the pace a little bit. He tries to get back up to speed. About to be three wide right behind these guys. Casey Herring, Matthew Prentice, Andrew Rattel. Giglio still out front. McMillan Jr. in second. Everyone kind of got out to a single file line. We'll see how long these guys are able to keep it. Prentice on the inside, Andrew Rattel on the outside. These guys are currently battling for the 6th position. Valovich now trying to get in there. Herring and a 27 of Cogswell are side by side right in front of these guys. 3 wide behind him, Dunning on the outside. Action everywhere in this group. Dunning trying to work the high lane around Justin Lumpkin. Oh, Dunning hard into the corner. He's around Prentice now, right to the back bumper of Falovich. Herring side by side with Osmer for third position. Still side by side, Herring on the inside. These guys are stacked up behind them as these guys are battling hard for third position. The 27, he looks like he's going to try and take it 3 wide. He'll bow out. They go two wide now into the corner. Cogswell will drop all the way back to 12th position in that exchange. The guy who's on the move right now is Jamie Dunning in the number 13. '94 of Tyler Humphrey in 9th, battling with the 38 of Goodell. Andrew Rattel, the number 5, has moved his way up into the top 5 as he's trying to take a look to the inside of Casey Herring. Oh, Dunning to the outside. He's going to try and do a crossover. No, not quite. Lets up and lets the 5 have it. Herring now trying to get back around Osmer again. Dunning from the top to the bottom. He's got a big run. Where's he going to take it? There's nowhere to go unless he wanted to go 3 wide. Herring is around Osmer now. Rattel's going to try and clear the 55, and he does. Slide job to the top. The 55 with the crossover back down to the inside. Osmer side by side with the 5 of Rattel. And that little bit of right rear damage on Ronnie Osmer's Ford Mustang not making too much of a difference right now. So Osmer fading back. Rattel now trying to make a move. There goes Lumpkin. A jump to the inside to go around Goodell. Oh, Lumpkin trying to take it 3 wide. Prentice blocking down the backstretch. Goodell with a big run and nowhere to go with it. As Osmer continues to fade now back to 8th position for the number 55 back-to-back winner in Ronnie Osmer. Gonna need something to happen in his favor right now to try and move his way back to the front of this field. Casey Herring's in 3rd right now. Blake Giglio is your race leader. We'll take a look at the pit strategy. Blake's been out there a little bit longer than some of these guys. Herring and Rattel have pitted much shorter than Giglio or McMillan. They can go quite a bit longer on fuel. 45 laps is one of the longest stints. Looks like McMillan run 50 laps earlier in the race. We know they can go a little bit longer. Pretty sure they can get over 60 laps on a tank of fuel, especially with as many caution laps as we had early in this stint. McMillan trying to put the pressure on, but right now McMillan runs 2nd position. And with Stringfellow out of the race, that's going to help McMillan Jr. the most, as he is doing his best to get around the 16 of Giglio. He needs the race win. Casey Herring currently runs 3rd position. He is the biggest mover on the racetrack, up 15 spots from the start. Dylan Falovich has moved up to 4th position. He's gotten around both of these guys in the last couple of laps. Jamie Dunning back into the top 5. Rattel in the 6th position had moved his way up around a couple of these guys. May have burned the tires up to do so, as now he has faded back into the 6th position. Right behind him is his teammate Matthew Prentice in 7th spot. Justin Lumpkin right there with him. Lumpkin going to make a move on the outside. So Lumpkin will now move into 7th position around Prentice, and Tyler Humphrey having a good night. Was 2 laps down at one point, has battled his way back onto the lead lap. But now he runs in 8th position as he gets around Matthew Prentice. Back behind these guys, it is a hornet's nest back here. Jonathan Cogswell on the 27 had a slip earlier, had to let out of the gas, drop back to 12th, has moved his way back up to the 10th position. Oh, Osmer up on the outside lane. He's dropped back to 11th. Oh, an issue for the 2 of Casey Herring to the inside wall. Not sure what happened to the 2, but he gets back out on track. Doesn't look like there's any damage. See if we can take a rewind and see what happened to the 2. Oh, tags the outside wall. You see it there. Down to the inside, able to save it. Doesn't overcorrect. A great recovery, but he's going to lose a lot of positions. The guys starting, green flag stops. There's Casey Herring, Ronnie Osmer, Travis White, all in the pit lane. They should be able to make it from here. They go get a set of tires, trying to make up as much time as they can. Blake Giglio out front. We'll see when he chooses to pit. John McMillan Jr. right there with him. And I think these guys have such a lead right now. They're just waiting until the other guy pits. Dylan Falovich currently third, Jamie Dunning in fourth, Andrew Rattel in fifth. There comes Mark True now onto the pit lane, trying to gain some positions late on a short pit. Oh, there goes Dylan Falovich and Jamie Dunning into the pit lane with 50 laps to go. They'll try and gain some time on the leaders. These guys both pitting here. Giglio aggressive on the pit entry, as well as McMillan. They'll get right together. So that'll put Andrew Rattel into the lead as both of our leaders hit pit lane. Rattel was wanting to get that lap led. Matthew Prentice is in the pit lane as well. Oh, the 4 gets hit from the 27, the 27 around. Oh, several other cars involved. Joey Doucette. And that will hurt a lot of these contenders. Giglio going to get the wave around again. McMillan. Man, wild how that will play out. The 27, not real sure exactly what happened here. I think they're all... No, the 4 is coming down the pit lane. The 27, not sure, just didn't know if he was coming to pit lane or not. He must not have realized that he was pitting, because right into the rear. See, last second, the 4 slows down, and Cogswell just right into the rear of him. Doucette was all the way down to the inside. He's on the brakes all the way. Oh, and the 4 comes all the way across the track, so... So when all said is done, Blake and the 51 were on the tail end of the lead lap. So they will be first and second on the restart. Everyone you see out there in front of the leader, looks like Prentice might be the first one. Yeah, Prentice in the 15. All these guys are going to get wave arounds to get back on the lead lap. Matthew Prentice, Dylan Falovich, Jamie Dunning, Casey Herring, Mark True, and Travis White. They'll all take the wave around, but they're going to be on a little bit older tires, only a lap or two. And that worked out very well for these two leaders who had pitted right when they did. They could have been further back in the pack. It's wild how this thing is playing out right now. A heavyweight contender in Bill Stringfellow is out of the race. Second in points coming in is probably going to leave third or fourth when this race is all said and done. Blake Giglio, our point leader, he is out front. John McMillan Jr. has now become #1 contender as he has gone toe-to-toe with Blake Giglio today. McMillan Jr. won the stage, gained a point there. The waiver rounds will come around. They can make it to the end from here if they have to. So I want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors. Simbox, the only name you need to know in button boxes. Simbox PC on Facebook. 0x Designs designs several of these paint schemes, including the leader right now, Blake Giglio, designed that paint scheme. Sim Shots, who gives us so many cool pictures. We'd like to post them on our Facebook page. The Southern Excitement Racing League. And also Sim Racer Hub, if you are running an iRacing league or if you're just in an iRacing league, don't like the way the points are run, make sure you check out Sim Racer Hub, the leading program for iRacing point standings. And that is what we use here in the Southern Excitement Racing League. So we'll get ready to go again. Blake Giglio out front. A couple of these guys are going to have about a lap newer tires. Don't know if that'll play into it or not, but we'll see. Green flag. Blake Giglio, a big jump. And Rattel will move into second spot. McMillan Jr. now going to have to try and run down the 5 of Rattel to try and get back out there. McMillan with a big dive down into the corner. Before Justin Lumpkin will move to the inside of Tyler Humphrey. Giglio out front, Rattel in second. John McMillan Jr. giving chase. There goes McMillan to the inside of his teammate, Andrew Rattel. Rattel able to hold on. McMillan Jr. slips back. They're 4 wide back here. There they go. The 22 and the... Oh, Dunning hard into the outside wall. It's like he and Doucette came together, as it looked like they were 4 wide at one point. And Dunning down across the nose of the 22. Hard to hold it 4 wide into the corner. Jamie takes it 4 wide up the middle. As they go into the corner, everyone kind of holds their line except for Dunning. Thought he was going to clear the 22, I think. But Dunning, big damage into the outside wall. So Jamie Dunning in the pits. He'll try and get as much damage repaired as he can. Casey Herring, Joey Doucette, Mark True. Little pit strategy here, maybe. Try and get some fresher tires. Blake Giglio will remain in the lead. Andrew Rattel will be second. This time, McMillan Jr. will get to start behind Giglio on the inside line. We'll see if anybody's got anything for Blake Giglio. Dunning has gone 1 lap down in 16th position. Ronnie Osmer's found his way up to 4th position. So he still has a shot at a triple wins in a row. Matt Goodell up to 6th. Justin Lumpkin sitting in 5th position. Cogswell, the number 27, in 7th. Dylan Falovich in 8th position. Tyler Humphrey in the number 94 is 9th, and Matthew Prentice is 10th. This should be a wild restart as we're getting down to the end. We saw how hard these guys were racing around the stage. That's only going to be amplified as we're coming down to the big points here. Everybody trying to get every position that they can. The green flag for the number 16 of Blake Giglio. McMillan will make a move to the inside of Rattel. So McMillan Jr. now up to second. Can Rattel get back around? There goes Osmer to the inside of the 5. Osmer pitted 3 laps after the rest of these guys. They may have a little bit fresher rubber. McMillan doing all he can to get around Blake. That'll be big in his championship hopes if he can get around the 16 and get the race win. All single file. There goes the 51 of McMillan to the inside of Blake Giglio. Giglio with the momentum off the corner. Osmer going to push Giglio through. Osmer now side by side with McMillan. They will fall back into line. McMillan Jr. in second. Osmer with a look to the inside. Can't hold it. McMillan with a big run down into the corner. Take a look at another look at the pit strategy as we see Herring in 6th position. He pitted the most recent, got about 10 lap fresher tires than some of these guys up front. He is on the move up to 5th position. You see him in that number 2 working the bottom line. He is one to watch. He gets around the 4. Justin Lumpkin now into 5th position for the 2 of Casey Herring. Osborne to the inside of the 51. Side by side down into turn 3. Osmer and McMillan for 2nd position. Andrew Rattel trying to push his teammate through. And McMillan with a big run down the back straightaway. He's going to run up to the Blake Giglio machine, number 16. Osmer with a huge run through 3 and 4. He's going to try and get to the outside. McMillan with a little bit of a block. Osmer has to check up. McMillan is not giving any room. He is trying to run down this number 16 Blake Giglio, not only for a race win, but That is vital points for this championship chase. If he can run Giglio down, and he is right to the rear bumper of Blake Giglio. Rattel in third. Can't get around these guys either. McMillan just stuck in line. Casey Herring has slowly closed in on these guys. Osmer now to the inside of the 5 of Rattel. Osmer sends it in big time. Here comes Casey Herring on the fresher tires. Mark True's got fresher tires as well. Both these guys trying to make their moves up through the top 5. Herring now to the inside of Rattel. That's for 4th spot. Oh, the 73 gets to the side of the 2 hard into the outside wall. Jonathan Cogswell collected in this one. 73 of Mark True gets to the rear bumper. Casey Herring, let's see if we can take a look here. Just gets there, gives him a little tag, and when you get that front wheel down onto the apron, there's just not much that you can do. So big damage for Casey Herring, who was on the move. Now this will be interesting on pit strategy. So big damage for Casey Herring. Not sure if he'd already used his fast repair or not. But guess we're about to find out. Is everyone coming down the pit lane? Everyone gets stopped into the pit stall. Let's see if John McMillan Jr. can beat the number 16 of Blake Giglio off the pit lane. Here comes McMillan. Oh, Giglio with a big gap. So Cogswell, let's take a look. He's going to try and keep going. Herring did not have a fast repair either. So Giglio with a set of tires. Everybody with fresh tires. Giglio out front. John McMillan Jr. second. Ronnie Osmer in third. Dylan Falvich has moved up to the 4th position. 5th position is Andrew Rattel. Travis White currently sits in 8th position. Tyler Humphrey, he moves up. Matthew Prentice in 9th. Mark True will drop to the back on a penalty. Matt Goodell in 10th now. Joey Doucette in 11th. So a lot of damage to the number 27. Blake Giglio will choose the outside lane. McMillan Jr. will be down on the inside. So McMillan Jr. and Dylan Falovich and Ronnie Osmer, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all looking to capitalize big time off of Bill Stringfellow's early crashes and being out in 17th. The pace car about to pull in. We'll see. There's going to be a lot of action right here. Green flag. The 16 of Giglio takes off. Oh, Osmer to the inside of Falovich. 16 of Giglio giving a block. McMillan with a big run. He's going to take it to the outside. Falovich is loose. McMillan Jr. to the outside of Giglio. This is the first time we've seen him challenge for the lead. Osmer going to take it 3 wide down to the inside. They're blocking all the way down low. Somehow they do not crash. Osmer trying to make it 3 wide. McMillan Jr. will clear these guys 3 wide for second as Blake Giglio now falling back into traffic. McMillan Jr. out front, teammate Andrew Rattel in second. Blake Giglio now has to regroup and try to run these two back down. Falovich and Osmer battling side by side. I have a feeling we're not done with cautions here today as these guys are driving like it's the last lap every lap. Oh, the 4 of Lumpkin. He's sideways. Can he save it? He will. Incredible save there from Justin Lumpkin in the number 4. Oh, McMillan Jr. out front. Osmer. Blake and the 5 get together. Let's take a look at what happened there. And you see the 5. The 5 moves up to try and hold the 16 behind him. And as they come out of the corner, the 16 right there gives him a push, spins him right around. Get a real good look right here as the 16, you see. Spins around the 5. And the 5, big damage. Let's take a look now from the inside of the 16. We'll see what happened. What he saw. So, didn't turn up into him, but just as they come off the corner, he and the 5 get together. A lot of hard racing going on out there. Certainly nothing intentional in that one. Just hard racing. But he will get the EOL as he did cause the caution. Still have to drive through the field with only a few laps remaining. John McMillan Jr. will be out front. And he's going to have to weather a charge from Ronnie Osmer. I know that he's going to try and get this race win. Dylan Falovich, all these guys second, third, and fourth in points. John McMillan Jr., Ronnie Osmer, Dylan Falovich. And they are trying to reel in Blake Giglio. Stringfellow's second in points. Did not get stage points. Wrecked out early in this race. 17th position. Travis White, he's currently up to 4th. Justin Lumpkin, he's not far back. He's 6th in points. He was 41 out coming into this race. The Blake Giglio will restart 13th at the tail end of the field. So we're going to be down to about 10 laps to go when we go green. John McMillan Jr. chooses the inside lane. Ronnie Osmer on the outside. We're getting ready to go green. Can Blake Giglio find his way back through? He's going to restart 13th position. Pace car off. And a good start for John McMillan Jr. Ronnie Osmer right behind him. Blake Giglio has the freshest tires. Ronnie Osmer to the inside. Side by side for the lead. Can McMillan get a crossover? He's going to look to the inside. Osmer's not going to let him be there. Caution on the speedway. The 16 is involved. Rear end damage to his car. Let's take a look. Looks like the 15 gets loose. The 16 moves up. Right into the side of the 22. See the 75 get loose. 16 checked up. Tried his best. To avoid the 75 and gets up into the door of the 22. So fast repair there for the 16 of Blake Giglio. So Ronnie Osmer will be out front. John McMillan Jr. is going to be on the outside. And the way we've seen these restarts, being the leader is such an advantage. It takes a couple of laps for anybody to really get back up there and take a charge. So we'll send it off. 6 to go when we go green. Ronnie Osmer going to be the control car. No, we still got the lights on the pace car. So we're going to have another lap. 5 to go when we go green. And this may be really the last opportunity for McMillan to take a shot here. Lights off on the pace car. Ronnie Osmer going to choose the inside lane. John McMillan Jr. going to be on the high side. Osmer going for back-to-back wins. If he can hold off, he'll have 3 wins in a row. And if the end of this race looks anything like it did around the stage, we're not done crashing. We're getting ready to go green. Ronnie Osmer, the control car, the first car on the inside line. I want a big checkup. So Osmer gets a big jump. McMillan Jr. way behind, half a second. He's going to have to run down to try to get the pass. If anybody can do it, McMillan Jr. can do it. Justin Lumpkin, through all that restart exchange, moved up to third. Valovich in fourth. He's losing spots, a little front end damage from the restart. Mark True moves up around on the outside. Here comes Blake Giglio in sixth. The 23 of Travis White heads down the pit lane. Ronnie Osmer now feeling the pressure from John McMillan Jr. The 51 has caught Ronnie Osmer. Can he make a move? He needs to get a big run off of one of these corners. 2 to go here in Las Vegas. McMillan trying to work that outside line. As we head down to the white flag, Osmer gets loose. McMillan will move into the lead. Lumpkin now to the inside. He'll move into third. Giglio trying his best to move around these two in front of him. John McMillan Jr. is out front for the race win. If he can just hold on to it for 2 more corners. Justin Lumpkin in second. They come off the corner. John McMillan Jr. will get his second win of the season. And the number 51, Justin Lumpkin, a close second, his best finish of the season. Ronnie Osmer will come home third position. Dylan Valovich in fourth. Blake Giglio will bring home a 5th place finish. 6th is Matthew Prentice. Mark True finishes 7th. 8th is Matt Goodell. Joey Doucette in 9th. And 10th is John McMillan Sr. So both McMillans in the top 10. And we will watch John McMillan Jr. burns it down. John McMillan Jr. burning it down here in Las Vegas, as he is going to gain quite a few points in this race on the point leader. So this championship run is not over. Blake Giglio does not have this championship locked up. John McMillan Jr. hitting his stride at the right time, as we'll take time to talk to our top 3 finishers. Ronnie Osmer comes home 3rd place. Then we get a word with the number 55, Ronnie Osmer. Hey, Ronnie, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, it looked like you were going to pull off a three-peat and get loose there on the last corner. This race as a whole was just hectic. What did your race look like overall, and how did that last lap play out for you?
The race was just a lot of frustration. You needed to be on the bottom line to save tires, but you had to use the outside in order to pass at all in this race. But if you used outside, destroyed your tires, and when you can't go on the inside in the long run because the aero push it was incredibly hard to find that happy medium. And I struggled with it all race, but luckily coming towards the end, it was a bunch of mid to short runs, which helped me out a lot. And I'm frustrated myself. I should have had the win, and I got distracted by the 23 being up ahead of the lap car, thinking I was going to catch him and I was going to get aero push and everything. And trying to defend the inside, just got loose and there went the race.
So a lot of the racing that we saw throughout this race, you believe, was because of just this package that NASCAR has put on this Cup car. It's just difficult, kind of a super speedway style, even on the 1.5 miles.
Yeah, it's a package I strongly dislike, and it's pretty much the clean air is king, and unless you can figure out a way to somehow save tires while in traffic, there's nothing you can do.
Well, we kept up with you all night long. You were fast at some times, struggling at others. You almost pull off a three-peat win, but you still come home with the top 3. You got anybody I'd like to thank tonight, Ronnie?
I'd like to thank PH Ware, you for broadcasting, and guys running this league, and everybody watching.
All right. Well, you have a good one, Ronnie. We'll be seeing you again deep into this chase run.
Yep, see you.
And now to 2nd place finisher, Justin Lumpkin. Hey, Justin, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Sir, I do.
Looks like you had a good race overall, but, man, your best race of the season, a top 2 finish. What did your race look like out there, and what do you think about driving these Cup cars in this package we saw today?
First of all, I want to apologize to Bill Stringfellow, man. I didn't mean to door him there going into turn 1. I didn't know we were that close, to be honest. I think we were just racing hard for the stage with that restart, and I accidentally went up into him. I want to apologize to him. But as far as this package, man, it's rough as far as being able to pass. You try to take it low, and somebody's got a good run on top side, you're not going to go anywhere. And it's just how it's been, and I don't know what they're going to do to change it if they will.
Looks like there late in the race, there was some games going on down on the inside line. You were up in the outside line, I believe, and had one heck of a restart. What do you think happened there at the end to get a top 2 out of this?
Really, they just bunched it up on the bottom. I feel like Ronnie and John were trying to get the jump on each other, and then it kind of bunched up everybody on the bottom line, and I just kind of timed it right and seemed to work out for me.
Well, a phenomenal finish, a phenomenal run. We appreciate you being a sponsor of this league with 0X Designs. You paint a lot of these race cars, and they all look real good. You got anybody I'd like to thank tonight, Justin?
Yes, sir, man. First of all, God for allowing us to do this. Without him, we ain't doing any of this. One of my new partners, Tee to Green Golf on Facebook, they raffle off and give away a bunch of golf merchandise and drivers, anything golf related, pretty much. You for doing the broadcast, teammates Casey and Dylan at TTSL Motorsports, Simbox, all the sponsors, man. I can't even think. I'm happy to finally bring it on. I was watching Ronnie and John. I didn't know if they were going to take each other out or not. I was just trying to be ready to pounce if I had it, but I'll take a second. It helped for points in the playoffs. It would have liked to get some stage points, but it didn't work out. So.
Well, a great finish, man. We're rooting for you, and good job on the top two.
Appreciate it.
And that was Justin Lumpkin here in this number 4 Tee to Green Golf Ford Mustang. In our race winner, we got to check him out. We got to talk to him. And that is John McMillan Jr., number 51. Let's get a word with John McMillan Jr. Hey, John, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Dakota.
Dude, you were so fast tonight. It looked like there was about 4 cars that was the class of the field. And as we go through the night, a couple of them get wrecked. And then it was just you and Blake left. And then he kind of goes to the wayside. And then you're racing with Ronnie. But no matter what, that number 51 blue Ford Mustang was right up front. What did your race look like out there? It looks like you wasn't really further back than second about all night.
Yeah, I just tried to stay consistent. I felt like I was really good on the long run, so I tried to stay consistent with that. And at the end of the race there, obviously it fell down to a lot of short runs, so it changed up my game plan a little there, but I just tried to stay consistent and as clean as I could.
And, man, a big points jump, I have a feeling, as Blake ends up 5th and you won the stage. You narrow in. Stringfellow had a bad week. I think you're going to leave this race in second. But as we look forward, Talladega and the Roval coming up, those 2 tracks play to your strengths?
I'd go with a negative on both of them. I'm a little bit worried about Talladega just because of it's Talladega and the Roval. I'm not much of a road course racer, but both tracks, and I give it my best, and if I can, help my teammates and see what happens.
You got one heck of a team. I think you'll probably be fine at Talladega. But, man, just a dominant effort really tonight. You got anything else that you'd like to say about this race tonight and getting that stage win? It was just a great points race.
That's exactly it for me. It's just this was a race I needed to gain as many points as I could, and I'm pretty happy I'm getting some wins here now, and they're coming at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like Denny Hamlin's. He ended up winning that race tonight. Consistent all season, and we get into the playoffs, and here comes John McMillan Jr.
Yeah, for sure.
You got anybody like to thank tonight, John?
I'd like to thank all my teammates, Andrew, Matthew, Jonathan, and my dad as well there. We all worked well on the track, and thank my sponsors, DQ and UFA.
Absolutely. Well, have a good one, and hopefully you can get up there and beat Blake for this championship.
Sounds good. I'm going to give it my shot. I'd also like to thank the admins here at SERL. They do a good job.
Well, thank you, man, and have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
There was our race winner, John McMillan Jr. We will be back with you next Saturday. If you were looking for a league to race in, check out the Southern Excitement Racing League Facebook page. We're going to be starting Season 2 of Trucks coming up very soon. We're an ARCA series on Monday nights. The Truck series will be on Saturday nights. And a Super Speedway series on Thursday nights. So go to Southern Excitement Racing League on Facebook, click that Discord link, hop in our Discord, and we'll get you hooked up if you want to join in on a couple of these leagues. Then it won't be too much longer. We'll be ready for Season 2 of Cup Series. We'll be starting in February. We'll be running alongside the Cup Series schedule. So appreciate everybody for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. What an incredible race from start to finish. The stage was incredible. A lot of big points days for negative ways for Stringfellow, Dunning, some playoff contenders who just had bad nights. But a great finish for John McMillan Jr. But anyways, we appreciate you all for coming by and watching this, and y'all have a good one.